Hello everyone, it's War 10 and we're on the home straight. Looking forward to this one. We're going in, I've got a bit of a small war today, but we're going in with Titania, Nebula, and one of my absolute favourite champions, Jabari. A little bit sad that since I started recording I haven't had a chance to use her and showcase what she can do yet. I really think she's top notch, and I was actually hoping for a rank 4 to 5 skill gem and she would have been no contest about it, my first rank 5. But I went with Mojo and he's awesome and no regrets anyway. First up we have Claire. I haven't actually taken her on this path before. I've taken her a few times as a shared mini, but a little bit different on the path. It's interesting because as we know, she gains power when she triggers an immunity, and despite Titania being buff immune and not feeding Mystic Dispersion, by simply being immune to buffs and placebos failing on her, Claire also gains power that way. Fortunately, it isn't an absolute ton. I go in and get parried here. I wasn't too fussed about, obviously I wanted to be careful on my fights today, but I've got one Titania fight, I've got one Nebula fight, and I had one which turned into 2 Jabari fights, so I wasn't too fussed about taking a little bit of damage with my champ. I knew I wasn't going to die here. This was nice and easy, just as it goes. I know the nodes, like the back of my hand, but it's always fun to have different opponents on them. There we go. Moving up to Scorp, needs to be a little bit more careful here. Again, my first fight for today with Jabari. The only thing I need to watch out really is for his evade, and also just goes without saying not getting clipped. I wanted to just make sure I'd get to an SP1 nice and quickly to place an ensnare debuff, and which shuts down his evade basically. So nice and easy. Again, I don't need to worry about placebos because the opponent isn't Mystic. SP1 off, ensnare is on, and Scorp can no longer evade me as long as that's up. I think I did again get hit at some point in this fight, not too fussed about it. Easier to push him to SP2. I find it quite easy to still get clipped by an SP1, even if I dex back far enough. He's going down nice and easily, yeah. I know I get hit at some point, and this was just blocked. Oh no, there we go. He special intercepts me, which was quite annoying, but minimal damage for me. I don't need to throw a special, so there's no power sting damage, and he's down. Moving into section 2, we've got Domino. I wanted to go with Nebula. Again, I haven't had a chance to use her this season either. I much prefer her for this node. There's less abilities to worry about. She doesn't need a PS1 start like Nimrod does. And she's cheese for the node because I can just let the opponent fire a special. It'll place all the shocks on Nebula, which builds up her charges. Get to 20, get to an SP2, and we're just going to watch her get nukes down. Domino obviously can still get lucky, so I just wanted to be careful of the evade. I think she does evade me once or something. There we go. Doesn't really cost me. Could have been nasty if she'd have counterattacked, but I've got enough health here. Nebula does have a tiny health pool, but I've got boosts on. I wasn't too worried about it. And here we go, parry. Get the SP2 off. We're going to get to a ton of shocks, and Domino's just absolutely destroyed there. Final fight of the war. It wasn't the original plan, but rank 4 Jabari trumps a rank 3 Falcon, which was the initial choice for the node. Yeah, I love Jabari for this node, for the counter. I wasn't 100% confident in fighting QS because I haven't fought him before with her in any meaningful content or war. He's not my favourite champion to face, but it turns out that this fight was actually easier than the duels, because when you practice with the duels for this node, you obviously want to play at stun immune. Equally, if you get a whiplash on you, you need to parry to drop it, which you can't do if you're practicing in a duel because you don't want to stun them. But obviously I can do that freely here and it will get rid of them. Between cleansing any whiplash and cleansing each of the hazards from the node, I was going to get up to the hunt mode very, very quickly, which is just going to allow me to place a ton of bleeds. Again, I made use of the SP1 so that he doesn't evade, although I'm not really going to be going for any intercepts, and I obviously can't stun him anyway, so there wasn't too much danger of him evading me anyway. It does also give me a Huntress charge though. So the hunt is now on. I'm just going to avoid, I didn't want to bother trying to dex his specials here. The counterpunch charges allow me easy openings, and he's just bled down and melted far quicker than I expected. Really, really pleased with that fight, and I was pleased to be able to showcase it as well. The guys in the ally were also impressed. We're looking to set like another good win here. Again, much needed for the guys. We've had a real turnaround the last few wars. So super pleased with that. I'll update in the comments as to the final result, although I'm expecting this to be a win unless an absolute disaster occurs. But until then, I'll see you at the next one. Cheers, bye.